And we are back, everybody. Good evening for the guys that just tuned in. This is Poison TV. I'm Elmo and I'm currently here with Svake. And the first game is just about to load up here. And it's already a fairly decent one, to say the least.
Yeah, indeed. I mean, we have two master players here. We're going to have a PvZ on a green map, which is Belcher Vestige. My favorite matchup on my favorite map, with my favorite color of the map, of course. So, really looking forward to this.
Your favorite color is green?
Well, it's blue, but in StarCraft it's green. It's really weird. It's complicated. It takes years and years to understand, but yeah, it's green in StarCraft.
I think you can study that at university.
Yes.
Is that like Svake's favorite color?
Yeah, I actually have that course in Sweden, yeah. In the University of Stockholm.
Awesome.
So anyhow, here we go! Ladies and gentlemen, welcome into the game, and Spoiler bottom right position, playing for NON, it is GGnoRE! Oh, GGnoRE, wow. As the orange for us. That was some tongue twister.
Awesome, good job. In the opposing corner, it is going to be the yellow Zerg player playing for Gosu. It is going to be the man with the best nickname ever. It is KilingCookie. Ah, I just love that one, can you tell?
KilingCookie? I feel so bad. I think of the Cookie Monster and just, I
mean, since I'm Elmo, I just don't like the Cookie Monster.
Oh, right, right.
So I think it's just the best name possible, but...
Yeah, so...
Anyways.
We actually see the pilot on the high ground already for GGnoRE, so that should mean that we are going to see a one gate expand, or one gate opening at least, from him. And KilingCookie, I'm really wondering if he would go this, really cool lucky style with the hatch first and the drone patrolling. I have really been looking forward to seeing those. Kind of developing, actually.
Yeah, it's a very, very cool style, as you were pointing out. And he's basically already working towards that. So fight, of course, could also be a pull first. Which is definitely a very, very viable option in a PvZ. But we've seen hatch firsts coming more and more into the meta here in PvZ, and I think that's also what KilingCookie is going to do here.
Yeah, it actually looks like it, and we're going to see if he just does it blindly or actually uses that drone. And so far, no drone to scout that with, so... This is really common for you guys who haven't followed the meta way too much, because of the fact that we don't see Forge Fast bans as often anymore. We do see a ton of gateway firsts, or Nexus first works as well. You usually don't really go for the cannon rush if you go with Nexus first. That often, at least, you can do, but still. So when you see this Nexus first and gateway first, you really want to go for that hatchery first, because of the fact that you can just really get your economy going. You can get those drones out really much quicker, and also the lava is awesome to have.
Absolutely, very, very true here. Now on the side of GGnoRE, aka Imperator, as he's called on the ESL side, he just started saturating his gases here. Also just threw down his cybernetics core. So we might see a mothership core and warpgate research just in about a couple of seconds here. And after that, he will just throw down his nexus here, quite standard-esque. Already moving down his probe to check for any eventualities. I mean, of course, there could be a proxy hedge there, but it's very, very unlikely. So there we go, there's Nexus. And we also should just any moment see a pylon here on the low ground.
Yeah, and really looking forward to see actually if he gets those three gateways in the front, or gets the Stargate 2 gateways. Not that common to see anymore. Doesn't have way too much gas income. He actually has 2 one of the gases, so probably not going to see that, but we do see sometimes, and those things can be so annoying to the Zerg who really spreads his overlord, like KilingCookie is doing right now.
Absolutely. Also, since lately in PvZ, we've seen Void Rays making a huge comeback. I'm thinking of some games from Pomi that we were able to cast during the Egypt Cup, which is also a thing that we do regularly if you don't follow us too much. He was basically going for a very, very strong 3 Stargates down, then just went for pure Void Rays, and it actually surprisingly worked out very, very well. But so far we only see 1 gateway Stargate here going down for GGnoRE, so I definitely expect him to go for some sort of Phoenix play here in the early games at least.
I think this is a full wall-off. Perhaps. No, okay. It's actually an opening for this ult. Okay, I was actually thinking, how can he do that? Okay, there we go. Really cool actually to see this, because now KilingCookie can't really know if there is a Stargate or not, so he'll have to go in with the Overlord. He will scout it though, as there isn't any kind of Stalker to deny that. not even a century. So right now, playing it kind of cautiously as usual is the pros, of course, just walling off. Well, we do see KilingCookie getting his third hatchery up, and he's just massing up a ton of drones right now. He did get his speed, as you usually do against the Gateway Expand, but nothing after that, so no more upgrades going down for the Lynx, as you sometimes see players like Winter and such do with the +1/+1.
Yeah, Winter loves his links, but apparently, or sadly, he's not playing tonight. But look at the production tip. We see a Void Ray here in production for GGnoRE. So he's definitely going for that Void Ray style I was mentioning previously. Not really the 3 Stargate one, but he's definitely playing a Void Ray based style. And that's also a very, very cool style. Already we see the first proxy pylons going down here for GGnoRE. And with that Void Ray now joining the army composition in just about a couple of seconds, he will be able to do a lot of damage, and those Void Rays, man, they kill off buildings so damn quick.
Oh yeah, indeed they do, and here comes the Lynx though, trying to get this around, but those cells just hugging the corner, and he does see the Void Ray. He knows there's some aggression coming in, and already whooping in more cells. These Sugs has scouted everything though, and he's making 20 more at this moment, making the Spore Crawl as well. Great choice here. I think that with the Spore Crawling Queen, he should be able to hold this off. But it all depends on the cells, because that is enough cells to actually kill off those Lynx. The Lynx going for the run by, but they can't actually get into this space because this cell should be on hold position. And here we go. GGnoRE is pushing in towards the third base of KilingCookie. And KilingCookie right now just trying to mass up some units, but is it enough?
So far, it is not really too much here. GGnoRE is now advancing forward here. We only see a couple of Lynx here. The rest of the army is now currently poking at GGnoRE's front door, already trying to get rid of the wall, and they are already doing a very nice job. There are no such things as photon cannons or anything else to protect it, so we might see a hole in the wall hinge just momentarily. There goes the recall. Very, very smart decision, definitely here from GGnoRE to go for a recall and protect his own base. And behind all of that, we saw 2 additional Stargates going down here for him, so he's very well going for that massive Void Ray style that I've been talking on previously.
Yeah, and this is something I used to see on the ladder and thought this is just something gimmicky, won't happen too much. But you see so many pro players do this as well. It's such a strong build, it's really hard to deny. A nice pick off of the Overlord. But I actually thought that GGnoRE was going to go much more aggressive. Oh, that is actually true. We do see the pros here getting supply blocked by KilingCookie by killing those 2 pylons. Quite a huge thing, making 5 more just to make sure that doesn't happen again. But as I was saying, you know, when GGnoRE went in, I thought it actually was going to go much more aggressive, but KilingCookie really well done with the counterattack here, and once again with a ton of Lynx. And if he sees more than 1 Void Ray, he should know what's up. And oh, the surround perhaps, but no, he's actually going to run away. Doesn't want to overcommit here. And behind this, he's getting double Evola and a Roach Warren.
Absolutely, he's bringing himself in a very nice position, also upgrade-wise. He's definitely focusing on them, but so far, not really too much anti-air going on, and we will have a lot of Voiders here joining the army in just about a moment. But there comes the Lynx again, trying to go for the run-by, but once again, we have a Salad here in perfect position for GGnoRE to be able to fend that away. The Lynx will get decimated and are being chased away here. But the thing right now, I was just about to say, KilingCookie barely has any anti-air apart from a couple of queens and a couple of spore crawlers. But as I was saying previously, those Void Rays, they kill off buildings so extremely quickly. If you have like 5 Void Rays, those spore crawlers won't really do too much if you're not having like 20 of them.
Yeah, we do see actually 15 roaches and one on the way for KilingCookie, so he might be able to hold on, but as you said, those Voiders do so much damage. But GGnoRE behind this is getting a third, so he is not expecting to win just by this push, but he really wants to do damage though. He really wants to do something at least, or at least be able to go back without losing too many Voiders. He really wants to build the Voider count, that's the main thing, and actually make sure that the Sir cannot get a 4th base here. And here we go, already picking off for 1 queen, perhaps. No, that queen actually survives, and KilingCookie right now trying to set up the flank, but it's going to be enough with all those Voiders. And here we go, trying to go for the surround. The Lynx already dying, so many roaches though, picking off all the Zealots, and right now we do see some queens in the background not helping out at all, and these Voiders are just tearing every single roach apart.
Absolutely, those Void Rays with the +1 attack upgrades and their prismatic alignment, they just do so much damage against armored things. Roaches eventually are a little bit quicker than those Void Rays, so they might eventually just go for the counterattack here and might force GGnoRE back here. We already see 14 more Hydralisks on the protection tab, so they might eventually be able to shut down those Void Rays. But if you manage to micro those Voiders properly, they actually do a fairly decent job against those Hydralisks, as we see now a couple of Lings also poking in the third base, trying already to get rid of that Nexus. Of course, the army eventually will arrive in time, but more Roaches will be joining the fray here, and GGnoRE definitely has to hold on to that Nexus, and I think he will.
Yeah, and right now he's just poking back and forth.
Okay,
Oh, those Void Rays! Oh, the Void Rays! And all those Hydras doing so much damage! And the Mothership Core not recalling. He snipes the Mothership Core. Those Void Rays are done for. And they will not be able to kill more units than this. Those Hydras, do they have speed? That's a question. No, they don't. But actually, yeah, I think they do. No.
No, they don't.
Whoa,
but
they were
was
so
enough.
quick.
At the same time, also, KilingCookie was able to tear down GGnoRE's third base, which was also a very, very nice win for him there. But, looking at the supplies, surprisingly, GGnoRE is still ahead, even though he took a quite considerable loss just a couple of seconds ago. But actually, looking at the resources loss tab, he's still ahead, or behind, or depending on how you look at it.
And right now, we do see that KilingCookie trying to get his fourth base, but GGnoRE actually blocking that with a probe and a pylon. We all love those probes and pylons. But here comes the Hydras to clean that up. And behind this, we do see charged more Voiders coming out for GGnoRE, but that was a big blow to his Voider count before. He's already getting up more and more, though. He's 7 at this point, but we do see the Infestation Pick going down, Hydra speed now going down, as well as +2 and +1 melee, so he really wants to be able to clean up the ground units. Really understandable. Those cells just tear through Hydralisks, and with the Infestors, I think that KilingCookie can be quite a nice position here.
Absolutely. If he manages to actually funnel those Voiders, the Hydralisks can just cruise beneath them and eventually will be able to take them out. Very, very smart plan there. The question is, can he land those not the Hydralisks, but the infested things, the funnel groves. There we go, thank you. So now once again, the Zerg is pushing forward here into the third base. The Lings immediately surround the Nexus, but the Hydralisks are eventually chased away by the main army, but still the Lings are onto that Nexus. Can they get it down? Force fields are going down, and I think eventually GGnoRE will be able to save his Nexus. But that was once again very, very close there.
Yeah, that was a really clutch save from GGnoRE, using so many force fields, but remember though, that was a ton of Lings that could have been drones. Right now we do see 66 workers to 75, where 75 is the process workers, so that is not the perfect position to be in for KilingCookie, but he does have the Overlord spewing on the fourth base location of the pros player, so right now he's just trying to get his eco up. He really wants to get that dream composition, and of course the Hive. The Hive is so important. He can get so many nice units and just keep swapping between those tech paths. So strong. One of the biggest strengths in the late game of Zerg, of course. But right now, what can KilingCookie really do to stop this? Because 3 bases up for the pros player, and more voice just coming out, and he's getting a robo. Actually, I think he might just get those call sites.
Yeah, absolutely. Colossi definitely will eventually be his plan. So far, he has a couple of High Templars already out, and they also have Psystorm research, so that's definitely a very, very nice solution there. Of course, those Hydralisks are pretty damn quick. Now, once again, we have the engagement in the middle of the map, but with pure Hydralisks only and a lot of charge zealots, the Zerg definitely has to run away from that, because pure Hydralisks will just not do the trick. They die off so extremely quickly because they are so squishy.
Yeah, they are really, really squishy, and we do see that GGnoRE behind this has got his fourth base up, and KilingCookie really has to save his own fourth base. With a Roach and Hydra composition, he might be able to, but do have quite a few Templars here with Storm ready, and here we go. Already, we do see some awesome fungus going down on the Void, but GGnoRE has to leave his base, it looks like. He really wants to get back though. More fungus ready. Do we see any feedbacks? No feedbacks. Well, the storms, no storms yet. And we see some really nice fungus here, but the Hydras actually are almost depleted here. And those Voiders are just tearing everything apart. And that base is going to go down. And now KilingCookie is down to 3 bases, just getting his new fourth backup. But still, that was a huge blow to his army, to his economy, and so many workers going down. And GGnoRE will just go back out to 4 bases, unless KilingCookie actually pick off even more here.
Absolutely, that worked out perfectly for him, and behind all of that, he was also able to establish his fourth base. Not quite saturated though, because now the Zerg is pushing forward, but with all those Void Rays in Photon overcharge by Prismatic Alignment mode, the Zerg eventually will once again be pushed away here. Also, the ground army is now rebuilt here from GGnoRE, once again warping in a couple of additional zealots. And those zealots, actually, they are very, very important, because they will eventually stop the Hydralisks from getting from moving underneath the Void Rays, and that is usually the thing you want to avoid if you're going for Void Rays. So pretty much GGnoRE is doing a perfect job right now, and it will be definitely very, very hard for KilingCookie to get rid of all those Void Rays.
Yeah, it's really hard. He's really relying on these infestors to do that and poking out a bit. I don't think he actually will commit it. Actually, is committing. He has to run back right now and getting chased, losing quite a few units, and he's stopping. He's committing. Well, the Fungals though, the Fungals are in the back, not doing anything, and some nice storms here going down, not doing way too much damage, but still picking off so many units from KilingCookie, and he didn't do even close to damage he needs to do at this point. And right now, GGnoRE is suffocating his opponent, but KilingCookie trying to get his 5th base up at this point. He really needs to get more infestors out or tech switch soon, but he's really going to this Roach Hydra infestor style, and I just feel that these storms, these feedbacks, and the ground army combined with all these voiders is so hard to stop. And look at that, Enduring Locust is his choice.
Absolutely, he's going to go for Swarm Hosts, which is definitely a very, very interesting decision. Probably trying to besiege his opponent here, trying to slowly but steadily whittle the ground army away and then get beneath the Void Rays. That could be his plan here. It will definitely be a little bit time intensive, but eventually, of course, it could succeed. But it definitely will not be easy, as GGnoRE once again is now moving out here with his maxed army, once again targeting the 5th base, and look at how quickly that hatchery dies off. All those Void Rays with their +1 attack upgrades. They just do so incredibly much damage, and now we also see the fleet beacon going down here. So we might even see, well, maybe higher tier upgrades, and maybe even a couple of carriers. I would personally totally like that.
Every caster likes his carriers. And Blink on the way. This is interesting. I like the fact that he's getting Blink, you know, picking off those infestors. Oh, and KilingCookie is trying something sneaky here. Not going to pay off, but instead getting picked off. And right now, GGnoRE, really good movements here out on the map, just suffocating his opponent and going for this base with some spine cores and a spoke already. Is it going to be enough to hold this? I don't think so. So many stacked.
Oh, but look at all those Void Rays. They are so incredibly clumped up. There goes the Fungals. They basically lock all of them down, but there are no chain Fungals, meaning that there's no additional damage on those Void Rays. And the Hydralisks are slowly but steadily whittling away. Also, the Swarm Hosts are not really burrowed there. They just eventually now burrowed. The Hatchery, once again, will eventually fall here. More fungal growths are going down, but it's just not doing enough here. The army cannot really engage, and now with all the infestors dead, the army will eventually step in, but it is just not going to be enough here.
Yeah, and whoa, 10 Swarmers on the way for KilingCookie. He really wants to get his Swarmers out, but he doesn't have the anti-air he needs to have. No more infestors out on the map. Oh, look at all those drones. The mayhem of the drones. Everything just going down. And right now, GGnoRE just cleaning up the creep as well. And KilingCookie in a terrible position. 3 base against 4 base pros. Getting his 5th base now is a pros. And, I mean, this is close to impossible to hold. But if anything can help, it's those 10 more swarms. Yes, he has 14 swarm hosts. Can he clean up the ground army? That's the question.
The thing right now is the problem is not the ground army. The problem definitely now are the Void Rays. And at the moment, he has 11 of them. How do you want to stop 11 Void Rays? Well, that's an interesting question. Hydralisks eventually might be able to do so. They catch off 2 there at this engagement. The ground army eventually is willed down now, so the Void Rays are exposed, so that definitly could be his plan here. Another one goes down. The Hydralisks step beneath the Void Rays. More coming from the back. It is looking very, very good here from the Zerg. The Void Rays are slowly but steadily dying off, but since the Hydralisks are just dripping in one after another, there are definitely some losses also for the Zerg play. But eventually, the Void Rays will be taken out here.
Wow.
Very, very nicely for KilingCookie. That was a very, very smart plan there by him.
That was a beautiful play by him. Absolutely managed to kill almost the entire army of his opponent. And right now, if we look at the active forces, I mean, he's more than doubling his opponent's value. He's just going to be able to push right now, and he needs to kill a base or 2. I would say he must kill at least 1 base or kill his entire opponent's army once again, because right now he's so far behind. I can't even emphasize enough how far behind he is. And look at that. Now we see Colossi on the way, and he doesn't have any kind of anti-air for those Colossi.
That scouting Colossi, though, that went down very, very quickly. Once again, the Zealots are now charging forward with the Swarm Hosts terribly out of position. The Hydralisks are once again on their own. They will eventually get away, though. The units will focus onto those Swarm Hosts. Storms are going down to be able to deal with the Locusts. They die off very, very quickly. Now we have the Swarm Hosts being very, very exposed. decides to murder them and get them away there. Very, very smart decision by KilingCookie, because he cannot really reinforce those swarm hosts.
And that is absolutely true. And where are the Hydras, though? There are 14 Hydras out on the field, and they're actually running to the side here, going to the... It looks like the right base here, or the east base, rather. Though that we do see 6 cannons, and I think that GGnoRE should be able to defend this quite well, but we'll see, because KilingCookie right now moving in with a small army, just poking and seeing, okay, that's way too many cannons for me. And still, I mean, sure, KilingCookie has done some really nice engagements, but GGnoRE has 5 bases against 3. This is not the position you want to be as a sub player.
Absolutely, KilingCookie cannot just... I basically cannot reinforce enough to be able to actually effectively deal with that army. Now, once again, GGnoRE is pushing forward, taking out once again that 4th base. Eventually, the Roaches and Hydras will swing in from the back, but they are not even able to take out that Colossus. They once again have to get away there, because they just cannot engage in a direct combat here.
That is very true, and right now he's trying to make even more Hydras, but more and more calls are coming out, and here we go, the Tempests are out, and these will be able to start picking off units from far, far away, and cleaning up those locusts so quickly, and here we go, pushing in towards the army of KilingCookie, and KilingCookie just has to run away. He cannot fight in a one hand-to-hand battle here. He has to run away and just make sure he has the perfect engagement to maybe survive for the moment. And look at this, these charge shells just killing off Hydra after Hydra, and those locusts has nothing to attack. And right now, GGnoRE will be able to actually not pick off a single base here, because KilingCookie doesn't have any more bases to kill off almost.
Very, very true. And also the thing right now is he has barely any income or minerals left at his actual bases here. If you take a look at the main, mined out, natural, mined out, 3rd base, basically almost mined out. We only see 2 patches remaining with not even 500 minerals combined. And looking at the production tab right now, we see Graviton Catapult. That is the upgrade for a carrier. So if this game goes on long enough, we might eventually see carriers, and that makes me a very, very happy Elmo here. But with all those units now moving to the main base, it could be over very, very quickly here.
Yeah, right, and we do see Infestor here, the hero Infestor perhaps, but he doesn't even have a Nori. It's going to be hard, and I mean, just look at this, GGnoRE pushing through, killing off the main base. This should be the killing blow of KilingCookie, and of course, we do see such a huge bank, such a huge income for GGnoRE, so it's close to, it's extremely hard right now for KilingCookie to do anything to just survive at this point. And look at that, the hive going down, so much mayhem from GGnoRE, and it's been a phenomenal game from him.
Absolutely, he's going to kill off his whole opponent's main base. That works out perfectly for him. That means there's no much more tech left for his Zerg opponent apart from a Roach Warren that is currently sitting at the natural. But really, Roaches at this point, they won't do anything for you. We see 2 more Infestors here on the way while he can still build them. But really, what will 2 Infestors do against that whole army here that we are seeing currently?
Yeah, I mean, the content will really do a ton, and these swarmers will, of course, be awesome to have. They, you know, just wave after wave with the locusts, but, I mean, GGnoRE has an endless army, it looks like, you know, he just keeps killing off wave after wave of the locusts, and with observers, with those Tempests, they should be no problem. But look at that, amazing fungus going down from the Infestors, won't save him though, and it looks like KilingCookie will have to tap out in a short moment here.
Yeah, I definitely have to give KilingCookie here credit for his incredible fungals. He's been really hitting them point on. He's getting amazing connects with them, and also was able to win a lot of engagements that he possibly would have otherwise lost here. But now it's just way too much here. His fungals can no longer save him. GG will play this cold. Good luck in next round, and he will advance, or GGnoRE will advance here into the next round.